Hey, what's up guys? I'm Phil, this is 3D Japan, and in this box is the brand new Revopoint Pop 3 3D scanner. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Okay, so I did have to open this once because they asked me to confirm something that was in here. So, let's dump it out. Put this box away. And there we go. Now, that's a very nice package. So they had asked me to confirm about the calibration board and this board, which needs assembly for doing the marker tracking. And they said the ones that I got are the old ones. So set those aside. Then they sent me in a separate package the new ones, and we'll see how these work. So what else do we have in here? We have this is I believe this is a sticky pad which will stick this to our turntable. We have a USB to USB-C to USB-A adapter. This is the warranty card, a little baggie with some, let's open that up. Okay, a baggie, we have some sample pack of marker stickers, some blue tack to help keep our model in place while we're scanning, and we have a black plastic mat we can put down on the table to keep the table from getting scanned. Okay, what else do we have inside? First of all, this inside, I've never seen this before. The inside is very foamy and it's soft like velvet. Okay, we have a mini turntable, and this one they've actually improved this. It has a little knob you can turn, looks like, to adjust the speed. So that's great. It also will go clockwise or counterclockwise. There's a switch on there. That's really cool. Okay, we have a USB-A to USB-C cord. Here, this is our 2-in-1 mobile cable for connecting the scanner to your phone. Here we have a USB cable type C to type A. We'll connect to your computer. And then here we have our tripod. Open it up. And yeah. Okay, little mini tripod. And we've got our phone adapter to hold your phone. Place you over there. We have our sample model for scanning, which I've scanned this guy many times. I'm not going to scan him again. And we have the Pop 3 itself. Let's open that up. Okay. Now this one, it looks a bit like the Revopoint Mini, but we've got some nice touch-sensitive buttons on the back. We got our nice cord, where the cord goes in. This one actually looks really nice. So I'm going to be taking this out in the world, and we're going to be scanning some things out in the world that I just find around. So let's get scanning. Okay, I'm outside now, and I've got the scanner set up, got the software running, and I'm doing this at dusk so that you can see me, but with the new version of this, the Pop 3, you could actually do this in pitch black and still get really good color. Okay, so let's start scanning. So I'm going to turn on my screen capture for you. Okay, so I've got my accuracy set to standard. Let's set it to high. Okay, set tracking as feature mode. Object type is general, and for the textures we will get the color. So let's start. Okay, so I'm going to set my range as high as I can, and for the depth camera, let's set that to auto. Okay, just point at it. And as you can see on the right side with that gauge, I'm going to try to keep it right around the middle and green. And so I'll hit start. And we've started scanning. Okay. Oh, started to lose it a little bit. But I'm going to do this in several passes, and then we'll put them together in the software and we'll see how they come out. Here we go. I've loaded up the scan into 3D Coat, and as we can see, it's not perfect. This would have been really good, I think, if I had used the marker stickers. Because it's mostly cylindrical, it got a little bit confused without any details to pick out, like the marker stickers. But this being like not my property, I didn't want to be putting stickers all over it. But the part that did scan, I think, as for not having any marker stickers, I think it did really well. So I also did a few other outside scans. One is this kid who is it looks like he has a baseball bat, but he's actually fishing. And this statue is at a local park, and I did this scan really quick because there were a bunch of kids hanging around, and one of them started climbing on the statues while I was trying to scan it, so I had to stop it early. But I think it came out really good. Like, some of this hair looks really nice up here. This is a bronze statue, so the real one is very dark colored, like very dark brown. But I think it came out pretty good. There's some like little rough spots in here that I think could be easily smoothed out. Like here I've got a smoothing tool here. I could probably smooth it out. Oops, pick the right file. I can smooth that out. And yeah, and maybe just do a little bit of quick sculpting to clean it up. And I think it would look really good. Okay, next one is at the same park. And this one I got pretty much the whole thing. It's a rock. I have tried to scan this rock with every Revopoint scanner, and this is the best result I've gotten. I think it looks really good. Yeah, oh, there's a tiny hole up there that I missed, but yeah, the details came out really nice in this. Let's switch over to the render tab here. I've got some lights set up and turn on the real-time render, and boy, that really makes some of those details pop. See some different angles. Yeah, this would look really great if I retopologize this. I could just use it right in a game or something. Okay, so let's move on and see what we can do on desktop, in a desktop mode. So we've taken a look at using the Pop 3 in handheld mode, which really is my favorite way of using this, because so many other scanners out there can't do it. But so let's see how it will work on the tabletop mode. And so I've laid out the black plastic here. I've got the turntable set up. I've got my little Mario 3D print here. He's fully 3D printed. Unfortunately, his head is a little loose and just kind of falls off. So I've got a little bit of the blue tack that came with the scanner. Let's try and use some of that to stick his head on so it doesn't move. Just peel off some of the paper. I'm just going to take a tiny little corner of it. And maybe I'll stick it on the back of his neck where it won't be really seen. And let's see if I can stick it on him. There we go. So that should not move around or fall off. The turntable, like I said before, is new. They've got it so it can rotate in either direction and you can adjust the speed of it. I've got the speed turned all the way down so we'll get maximum detail. So let's turn it on. And it would help if it was plugged in. No, it is. Oh, it actually is turning. There it is. It actually is on, but it's so slow. Okay, that might be a little too slow. Let's see if I can adjust it a little bit. That's a little better. That was a little too slow. Start a new project. There we go, there's that strobe light. And we can see Mario showing up already. Let's adjust the position. So he's more in the middle. Okay. Alright, so let's tweak the scanning distance. Go all the way. Okay, and it looks like a lot of his blue there is not coming up. Maybe it's too far away. Let's lower it. Hey, that is better. And let's turn it to auto exposure. That looks pretty good. Alright, let's hit start and see what happens. Well, I'm looking at the graph here on the side. It looks like he's in the excellent range. Okay. Let's hit start. And we'll start capturing. Okay, that's about one rotation, so let's pause it. And I can lower this a little bit. Make sure I get as many angles as possible. Sorry if you see a moth just flew in here. Okay. So now let's start the recording again, or the scanning again. And he picks up where he left off. Okay, and that's just about another rotation. So let's pause, and I'm going to try and adjust the brightness here of the exposure to maybe catch his mustache a little more because it's black. So we're going to blow out pretty much the rest of him. And we'll just see, hopefully this doesn't mess anything up, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, that's probably good enough, so we can pause the scan and mark it as complete. And I can turn off the turntable. And we'll just wait for it to process. Okay, here he is. So zoom in a little bit, take a look. Okay, looks like maybe we did get his mustache. It's a little bit messy right now, but we'll see when we process it. I'll come up to the top here, we'll do hit fusion. And yeah, I'm going to set the fusion to the lowest possible setting, get the highest detail. Apply. And have to wait a little while. Okay, fusing is all done. Let's take a look. And so I can see his mustache did not come out. And we're also missing some other areas, such as under his hat, under his arms, his hand. So what I'm going to do now is lay him down. We'll get a scan like that, and then we'll be able to merge them together. And the downside to that is we're going to lose on any kind of texturing. Apparently when you're merging multiple scans, you lose all the texture. But we'll have a nice scan though of just the geometry. Okay, we got Mario scanned. Of course, we saw his front, and some areas did not come out. But we've also got, I laid him down on his back and we scanned him that way. And I laid him on his front and scanned him that way. So that covers a lot of the areas that did not get scanned, like the back of his neck here. Okay, so then I also went in and used the lasso tools to select and delete all the white dots. And for each of these 3 dots I came in and used the isolation and the overlap detection. So let's come up here to the merge tab. Okay, and I've got all 3 of my scans here, so I can select all 3 of them. I think you can do up to 8. So when you've got multiple of these selected, you can see a color appears next to each one that corresponds to the border around each of these little viewports. And you can move these around individually if you need to. I can't use marker mode, so I'm going to use feature mode. And we'll just go ahead and click OK. And there he is. Now he's still a point cloud, but you've got a good amount of the model. In fact, I'd say maybe you've got everything. Yeah, so let's mesh him. Alright, I'm going to make him fairly high quality. I won't go all the way up because it'll take forever. I'll make him fairly high quality, and we'll hit apply. Alright, that didn't take too long. We've got our meshed model here. And, surprisingly to me, we've actually got a texture. Although, yeah, that is not a full image-based texture. This is just vertex textures, so each vertex has a color assigned to it. So if you wanted to export this and use it in a game engine or something, it would not work. So you can see the texture button is grayed out because there are no UV maps. So there might be another way. You might be able to save this out as a PNG, which would save the texture, the color information, and then maybe bring it into something like 3D Code, and you could retopologize it and bake the textures. That would work, but otherwise we basically have just the model scan. So let's look at it with no colors. And it's not perfect, but it's a pretty good scan. We've got his mustache. I was worried about that. Got underneath the hat, except for a small little hole there, but you know, we could fill those holes in. This looks pretty good. There's a little lump under here. It's probably where I put the putty. And I've got under his feet, yeah. Yeah, so overall, I think he looks pretty good. So that is our look at the Revopoint Pop 3. We've done quite a bit with it. We've got some handheld scanning done outside, some really interesting scans out there. You know, this would be great if you wanted to go out and maybe in your park, you could scan some tree stumps, just various things that you find out there. Maybe use them in your game or something, and then you can come home and use it like this to scan some smaller objects you have. So if you want to learn more about the Revopoint Pop 3, I will have a link down below where you can check out their website and maybe order one if you like it. And yeah, so that's it for our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the like button. And please subscribe. If you have any questions, put them in the comments down below. And we'll see you next time.